What is up, guys? It is Monster Chappie. We are here for part 15. 15 of the free offensive scheme out of the Washington Redskins playbook. And we are going to be breaking down a lot of information in this video and covering it rather quickly because we're covering a whole formation. So, formation we're covering, as you can see, is the gun tight doubles on. First things first, halfback quick base is the run play out of here. There's one thing I need to point out about this play, and that is you need a decent blocking wide receiver in the slot. Otherwise, this play is not going to work the greatest. As you can see, if he holds his block, you can get out there, you can get some decent yards. But often, this guy Parker, where he's at, if you do not have a decent blocker there, you can be in a world of hurting because you will get instantly block shedded and most likely hit in the backfield. I'm trying to get a good example of that here. But fortunately, Parker's actually doing a good job blocking. But I know when I did this offense with the Falcons and I had Hester there, it was a nightmare to try and get this run off. So main thing I want to point out here is that you do need a good blocking slot wide receiver. And that's pretty much all I need to say about that run. It's a really solid run. It's a good change up from the inside zone, which you'd be running most of the time and what most people are used to trying to stop. But let's get straight into the offensive plays. First play we're going to be breaking down is PA wide receiver cross. And then let's go run this first two-man under. So versus this any type of play, what you're going to want to do is drag the wide receiver on the right side and then either put the halfback on a wheel or block him. For this video's purposes, I'm going to just put him on the wheel every time. But this is what it looks like. Well, this is against man coverage. All right, good to go. And then we'll go through the reads here. Now, this particular play is just going to be real solid against man coverage because we've got a couple guys that really get open. So we get the drag. We've covered the drag enough that you guys know. But if for some reason they don't have safety help, and as we go over some of these other plays, you're going to see why they may or may not have safety help. Because they could change their safety to a different zone like a hook or a purple or something like that. Then you have the halfback on this wheel, and it's just a foot race. But really, the guy I like is this cover or this slot wide receiver here. Because once he makes his break up field, this is a foot race, and a lot of times he does get really good separation there. And then this guy going across the middle here, most of the time he's going to beat man defense. Now, that play in particular, they weren't necessarily open. But if we ran it like a few times, like most of the time, these guys are going to get open. It's just a matter of making the right read and hitting whoever gets that separation that we're looking for. Now, if they run man press, it's the exact same thing. Like I said, right here, this is open. They just have the safety help. But if there's no safety help, you can just lob that up. With the faster wide receiver, you're going to get a really good gain there. Anyways, you guys get the idea. So that's what the play looks like versus man defense, and those are the reads. Like I said, I want to fly through this. So if you have any issues or trouble, leave a comment below or ask questions or something like that. This play versus zone, let's just run a cover 3 here. This play versus zone, what you're going to want to do is the exact same setup. And what's going to end up happening is you're usually going to take the drag most of the time. Otherwise, we end up getting a flood over here with the tight end. That's a nice little safety valve. Now, you got to be careful with the tight end on the delay route there because sometimes he doesn't like to release. And if he doesn't release, you can often end up in a world of hurting because you're waiting for his route to release and you end up taking a sack or something because you see it's wide open, you see it's open, but he just does not release in time and you end up getting a sack. So do not let that happen. But again, you got this guy here in the slot. You can get a nice, oh my gosh, I don't know what that pass was about, but you can get a user catch over there if they run like a cover 2 or something, and you can get some pretty decent gains that way. And so what ends up happening on the right side is we get a little bit of a flood with the flat zone being taken away from the tight end, or the flat zone gets taken away by Landry. But a lot of the time, the deep zone will get taken away by Miller. The flat zone will get taken by Cameron. And then you got Landry. Otherwise, the flat zone goes to Landry, and then you got Cameron wide open. But one of those two guys over there is going to get open pretty consistently. Just a matter of being patient. And then you can get a big play there. But that's enough of that play. Like I said, not the best examples. I had to re-record this video because last time I recorded it, somehow the audio got shot, so it was all bad. But let's go ahead and get into the next play here. Shot, fade, cross. For this play, you are going to want to go ahead and put the outside wide receiver on the left. Just streak him. And then you're going to go ahead and drag the tight end, and that's it. Versus man, there are 3 guys going across the field. Going to be your best options. And then versus zone, we flood the left side of the field. So we'll just let that run one time. And we get a decent pickup. Now, again, if they press, these routes are still going to work. They're just crossing routes. So they do get open. One of the 3 is going to be open 95% of the time. So it's just a matter of figuring out which guy gets the most separation. We could have hit the tight end on the drag. We could have hit the guy going across this way. We could have hit him up early. And then we always have him available. So one of those 3 guys is going to beat man just about every single time. Just got to make sure you get the ball to whoever has the most separation. Don't want to make the pass if there's someone right on his hip because that's how you end up throwing an interception. Nonetheless, let's run this versus cover 3. We're basically just going to flood the left side of the field there. So we got the drag right now. And if we wait, then you got B wide open. So that's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but pretty darn effective at the same time. Like I said, there's nothing exotic, about trying to do certain things on offense. It's just a matter of doing what works, making sure it's effective, making sure you execute well, and you don't make any mistakes. I'll run this play one time against cover 2, although it's a bit of overkill. So this is against cover 2. Like I said, you still got the drag there, and then if you wait, you still got him over there. Just didn't get a good pass. But it's the same exact reads versus cover 2, versus cover 4. Exact same reads. This next play is a fan favorite. One of my favorites. Let's see here. Where is it? Cross wheels. This play, I believe, has been broken down before, this motion hike anyways. This play is really good against man press. What you want to do is you motion this guy over. Once he stops, like right as he's stopping, go ahead and hike it. And as you can see, he gets a huge pickup right there. If there's no safety help, you got potential one-play touchdown. But that's a really nice motion hike. We've broken down another motion hike with another play out of the bunch there. But this one, you want to wait a bit longer. You don't want to hike it as he's moving. You want to hike it kind of like as he's setting. And then once he's set, you can go ahead and go there. Now, if they're in 2-man under, the safety is going to pick it off, okay? Just be aware of that. But the rest of the routes are nice on this play, though, because they do beat man. This is a great man-beating play. It's okay against zone, but I would say if they're heavy man users, this is the play you want to go with, especially man press with the blitz or just man press in general. This play is going to be awesome to beat it. Now, if they run zone, then a lot of the times you're just going to end up checking down to that drag on the left and just hitting that up. Let's take a look here. And then the next play we're going to break down is going to be tight curl. And we run this play 100% stock. And I'll just run this against random play just so you can see. The reads, it's just a matter of making reads on this play. You don't change anything about the play. You just make reads. So if they don't cover the flat, you just go ahead and take that. But we'll just keep running the play over and over, and you'll see as we make the reads. This route right here, 9 times out of 10 is good. So our first read is technically Parker, okay? He's our technical first read, if you want to call it that. But a split second, like pretty much the same read at the same time, is the halfback. And the reason for that is because this halfback route absolutely is the best halfback route in the game. It just absolutely destroys just about every single defense in the game. The only defense that does okay is cover 2. And even cover 2 gets beat. Like, it's just ridiculous how bad they beat that. But if they run man, you got this guy. Like I said, you just got reads all over the place. It's just against random defense. But your first 2 are Parker and Miller. Parker, if it's uncovered. Miller, even if they're in just 2-man under, he's going to be open most of the time. Cover 3, cover 4. He's just always going to be open. Really, the only time you don't necessarily want to throw to him is cover 2. But if they do run that cover 2, This guy right here is a really nice safety valve. He will sit right in between those zones and just be a good, really good option for you. So right there, as you can see, he's right there. Just go for the possession catch, hit A, keep hitting A, and just go for that possession catch right there. But he sits in a really good spot against zone defense. You can throw it against man, but it's not something I do. His route in particular is really good just against zone. So this is zone coverage right here. You just got to wait. And one of these two guys gets open. So that time they covered the tight end. It's pretty much just making the read. You really just got to make a read. Over here, it's go tight end or go halfback first. I should have thrown it right here. Just throw it to the halfback. Should have been released the ball. But I just wanted to wait. So it's one of these two is almost open every single time. They're going to either have to user one of them and man up the other one, or user and hope the zone covers the other one. But one of these two guys is open just about every single time. Then we've got a drag coming across the middle. We can always hit him up. And then on this play, I mean, if there's no flat zone or something over there, you always got him available. So it's just attacking zones. This is a great zone beating play. It's decent against man too, because again, if they're not covering him, he's going to be open. This corner route does well against man. You also have a drag. And then, of course, this route from the halfback. So this is a really, really good play, guys. Hopefully it's one you can take advantage of and have some success with. This is a cover 2. You can tell by how they played. Fortunately, the tight end didn't catch it. And I don't know why. Maybe it's my controller or something. But every time I go for that play and I try to go possession catch, I always get the run after catch button. I don't know what the heck is going on. I got to figure it out. But nonetheless, that's that play broken down. Last play we're going to break down is a goodie, an oldie, and a favorite. So play we've been breaking down a few times in this playbook already, but it is the mighty Z spot. And in my opinion, this may be the best Z spot play in the game. And I'll show you why here in a second. You can probably already see why. But let's get into it. So I'll show you verse 2 man under. This is probably the best Z spot in the game. Only adjustment I make is to streak the wide receiver on the right there. You can put him on a fade if you want. That's also a decent option. But either streak him or fade him. And then what you want to do is just run the play. And then I'll just go through the reads here. I'll just run the replay, go through the reads. The reason why I feel this is the best Z spot in the game is the halfback route. For one, because he beats just about everything. We just talked about this route a bunch, but it is on this play. This is the same flat route. Against man, we've got the corner route, and then the wide receiver is going to take away any safeties or deep zones once we get to zone. We got this little hitch underneath just in case, and then across the middle, this guy beats man most of the time. So, you know, it's a very solid play against man. It's best against zone, but it's definitely not weak against man defense. It definitely can be effective against it. This is a great play to run just about any situation because it's got a little bit of everything. Now let's say they run a cover 2. Not really going to matter. We just wait. Oops, didn't get enough time. I was trying to go for that corner. I got a little bit greedy there. Never get greedy. You guys know I get greedy all the time, but don't get greedy. This is just for example. Where you can pass lead that bad boy up right there. And then on the left side, we've got an interesting flood concept. This hitch and this deep end are actually great against zone because all you got to do is read the zone defender. And the hook zone can really only cover one of the guys. So you just watch the hook zone, watch him, see what he's going to do. That time I should have went to the hitch. I'm just trying to show you guys the two of them. I'm trying to get to this X route here. So you just watch, and then one of those two guys is going to be open just about every single time. And all you got to do really, if they're not using it, is just look who's getting covered this time. You know, just watch that hook zone, really. Just watch the hook zone. I've thrown like 3 ints, but that's because I'm just not throwing to the guy I should be throwing to. And we're getting block shedded like crazy out here. Some foolishness. But I'm going to wait, watch that guy, and then boom, you got the deeper guy. And that's a cover 2. Against cover 3, it's even more open because there's more guys. But this is a cover 2 right here. Like I said, the cover 2 does do a decent job against that route in particular. But you also get one-on-one deep. And then, of course, the corner route is going to beat cover 2 pretty consistently. Now against cover 3, very exact same reads. Like I said, this is one of my favorite plays, maybe even in the whole playbook, just because of how good this Z spot is. Z spot's a good play in general, but this particular Z spot with that flat route there just makes everything that much more beautiful. I mean, look at that. That's just easy money right there. Just quick pass. You can throw that versus cover 3 all day long. They're never going to cover it. Like, even if they shade underneath. And you can get 10 yards. Preferably, you want to have a faster halfback. But that's really about all you need. And then once he does decide to finally drop down and cover him, then you got the corner out. Like, it's just a nice flood concept on the right side there. So we got 2 flood concepts. We flood the middle with Parker and Landry. And then we flood the outside with those 3. And so there's really no zone defenses that are going to cover all these guys, unless, of course, your quarterback makes a terrible pass like that. But like I was saying before, against cover 3, it's even more open. You just watch. Oh, my gosh. These guys just do not want to block for me. Okay. So we watch. I should have hit the hitch right here, but just to show you, you just watch. You really just watch that hook zone because the hitch is open just about every single time right now. He's covering them. Boom. You just get 5 yards, 4 yards. Very safe, very easy, very open read. And you can just keep hitting that constantly. This time, should have went for the deep end. I was just trying to throw it quick. I'm not even making reads at this point. So, right this time, see right there? Like I said, you just read it, okay? So, watch that linebacker. If the flat gets used or something, just watch this linebacker. As you can see, this time he plays the flat, or the shorter route, the hitch. So what does that do? As soon as this guy cuts this area of the field, you don't want to throw it late because he won't be able. But right here, like right where he's at right now, that's an easy pass all day long. And you can get 5, or no, that's not 5, but like 10 yards right there. So just read that guy, and then you got this pass available. You can always possession catch to avoid any big hits. But yeah, this is literally one of my favorite plays in the game. Very simple. We only need to make one adjustment so you can quick hike it. And that'll be good because if somebody's running like scrape or something, they don't get a lot of time to set it up and make a lot of different adjustments. So you can hurry up to the line there, get the ball out, and you're good to go. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It has been real fun giving these tips to you guys. And stay tuned for the rest of the series. Got a lot more coming. Maybe not a lot more, but like a video or 2 more coming. Anyways, thank y'all. Feedback in the comments below is always appreciated. Drop that like if you enjoyed and if this video helped. Till the next time, we gone.